All right. This is Life in North Carolina. I am live coming at you. Trying to see which works. Which way works. I'm coming live at you. Finally made it back to the Philippines. Wait till some people get in here. Just gonna do a quick live, guys. It's somebody to come in. Well, whoever's out there, hello, how you doing? DWR, DWIR2BL. How are you? Happy holidays to you as well, sir. And Merry Christmas to you. I figured I'd just do a live, not too long, and everything. Jim's camera, how you doing? And greetings to you, greetings to everybody. Yeah, he said greetings to everyone. How are you? How is everybody out there? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, finally made it back to the Philippines. It's been like 2 long years, 2 long years. So, oh yeah, tell the family hello. Yeah, I would tell the family hello, DW. And thanks, and like I said, thanks for stopping by and supporting. I figure I'd like I said, a short little video and everything while I have a little bit of time from the little one. From the little daughter, baby Alicia, let me see. The difference is when you're single, and then now you're married. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. When you're married, you have more responsibility, especially you have a little one. But yeah, DW, how's the weather there? The weather it's not too bad. It's just it's humid. Like a tropical country, the island. It's just humid. I mean, very humid. But then it rains and everything else too, and it's kind of hot here. And then when I left North Carolina was like cold and like it was going to snow. But now, looking at the weather in North Carolina, it's going to be like 40 degrees, 50 degrees, 60 degrees by next week, by Wednesday. So, we're rebounding as North Carolina. But here, it's just warm, hot. Sometimes like 80 to 85 to 90 degrees. The low is like 75 or something like that. So it's just the way it is. It's just a tropical island. I mean, the Philippines, right? So it's going to be like this. It's going to be hot and humid. And now in the evening, you get a break, where it'll be a little bit, milder, less humid, but not all the time. Yep, that sounds like the Philippines. Yep, there it is. Whoop, there. Oh yeah, in the Philippines, you gotta have air. Well, I do. Some people don't. That's them. That's you. But I have to have an air con. I gotta have that. I'm sorry, guys, who loves no air conditioning. I'm sorry, I gotta have it. Something to cool me off. At least, till I can go to sleep. But let me see, how's the what? DW said, yep, that sounds like the Philippines. You're right. And Jim's camera said warm, but only for now. It will change. Yeah, I know. It will change what? What, Jim's? To hot? Super hot? Hello, Prince. How are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Well, Prince, what I'm doing is nothing too much right now. I had done other stuff, beforehand, but just trying to do a little live. That's all. Nothing special. It's nothing like I'm trying to do a live every day. Some people do a live every day, every 4 or 6 hours. I don't do that. I got a lot of other stuff I got to do. But that's what you got to do. That's fine. I don't do that. But let's see, 10 a week. 10 what? Oh, 10 Fahrenheit. A week ago? Oh shoot, yeah. Yeah, shoot, yeah. That's that's cold, James. Oh yeah, and DW said, "How was the flight there with the new edition?" Oh Lord, thanks for asking me that. That is a super great question, DW. Wow. Yeah. Do you really want to know that? Do you really? Yeah, it was all right. I mean, yeah, it had its bumps. Um, it's a little bump, a little rocky at times with the little one. Because the little one you have to make sure that they stay asleep sometime, or either sometimes if they don't sleep, they they get irritated, and then the wifey. Thank God for the wifey, right? Instead of me, right? Thank God for her. But anyway, she has to take care of the little one. Make sure that little one's don't be crying a lot, and kind of like calm the little one down and go to sleep. But on that 15-hour plane ride from San Francisco to the Philippines, it is something. I tell you that. When it gets down to the third hour, ooh, I tell you, my butt and my back and everything starts hurting me, and I had to get up, and I got up many times before DW. Um, I mean, that's just me. I don't know how you do. You might do way better than I do. May not even bother your butt. And I had pillows, and it still hurt my butt. But I mean, not severely. You know. Now, when I flew with the Korean Airlines, oh, that was the most severely pain I ever had on my butt. I think those seats were not comfortable at all. The Korean Airline, I ain't trying to put the Korean Airlines down, but I'm just trying to tell you. You asked, but the flight was overall was okay. It was good. Um, Now the flight DW from RDU to San Francisco with the little one was super good. I mean, because it was short and sweet. Like 5 hours, short and sweet. Like get it in, get it out. Get in, get out. You know how it is. Like when you go to the store. I like that, and and the seats was very comfortable. This is with United Airlines. Tell you what though, I wouldn't recommend everybody to do this every 6 months or something. Maybe a year I would recommend it, but not every 6 months, because I tell you what, keeping up with a little one and yourself, you gotta keep up with yourself, and then wifey and everybody else's. It can be yeah, it can be a mess. That's right, James. At camera, it can be at dawn. It could be a mess. I mean, but we made it through and stuff like that. This is my first time doing that with an Infinite. You know, on the airplane. I mean, because we had those noise headphones, but actually, Alicia didn't really need that, because my wife was feeding her breast milk, so she didn't really need that. And I'm gonna say hi, and my wife is here too in the chat, Marion. Hello, Marion. She's watching me on another screen, so up here in the upper section of the condo. But anyway, yeah. Um, RDU to San Francisco was great. What's up? You couldn't ask for anything else? Just the only problem, I mean, when you're first getting on the airplane, before you get on it, you going through TSA and stuff. Of course, we had pre-check. Thank God for that. Because the other line was tremendously long. Pre-check line was like short, was super short. DW. I'm just trying to stand up, get myself situated, talking to you, because I want to rest my back. I don't want my back. I don't like leaning back like that too much. I like my back straight up. I don't know, because I think leaning back, it hurt my back sometimes. But anyway, that was all right. I mean, just like I said, you had to get through the TSA pre-checks, and TSA pre-checks, and make sure you have your passports updated. Can't be like It got to be updated. It can't be like 6 months it's going to expire. You know what I'm saying? I had Alicia, mine's, and my wifey's. You know, ours is pretty good shape. Now mine's is coming up for expire within the next 2 years. You know, so I better get on my P's and Q's. You know, which I will. By then, I won't let my stuff expire and stuff. So, but but the challenging was. DW was from San Francisco to Manila. Of course, during the RDU to San Francisco, we had a layover. We had a 4-hour layover. That wasn't bad. We need that because actually that hour. So, if you had an hour and a half layover, that's not good. You're really like, trying to get your P's and Q's straightened out. And hopefully you don't, especially got a little one, because you want to use the bathroom, you want to do this and do that, da-da-da. Maybe get you something to eat, because on that first plane ride from RDU to San Francisco, they didn't hardly give you anything to eat, just no but snacks. Not to say that you shouldn't bring your own food. We brought a little bit of our own food, like snacks and stuff. So, which we should have brought some eggs too, but we didn't do that. I don't know why we didn't do that. I'm talking about ball eggs. And they let you take that in there. Yes, they let you take it in there. So just in case, you're wondering about that. But, yeah, they didn't hardly give us anything. Like, 3 snacks was like pretzels or some little bitty pretzels. And they may have gave us, as we get into San Francisco, a sweet bread, a sweet roll or something like that. And, they gave us water, soda, whatever you wanted to drink, at anytime they gave you something, you can get water, request a drink, water, soda, so not liquor. And I don't think liquor would do you any good anyway. You probably be thirsty and be ready to drink some more, drink water. Then you be in that bathroom peeing all the time. It's the in and out of the aisle. So, but yeah, San Francisco to Manila was very challenging after the second hour on that plane. Very challenging. That's all I can tell you. Now, everybody else may say something differently, but that's fine. But I just tell you my experience and stuff like that. Of course, that plane is a 15-hour ride to Manila. Of course, they're going to give you 2, I think they gave us 3 meals. You get to choose, noodles and chicken, and rice and chicken, or noodles and beef, something like that, or noodles and shrimp, if they still had it when they got to you. But then you get a choice of your drink, and you get a roll and everything else, which that was great. But on the third one, though, they had some kind of bad wind, turbulence. We got ours, thank God, but some other people, they didn't get theirs. Yeah, they didn't get theirs at all. So, but anyway, RDU is a mess. Yes, Jims. Yeah, RDU is always a mess. Wildflower said, "Hello, Wildflower. How you doing?" And Jims and Cameron said, "How many total hours on the plane?" How many total hours on the? Well, I know 15 hours was from San Francisco to Manila, and 5 hours from RDU to San Francisco. 5 hours. So 15 and 5, that's 20. 20 hours total. But let me see. On the plane ride going to Manila, we did get there just a little bit early, like a half an hour early, because the plane guy was like driving so fast and crazy, not trying to get us hurt or nothing. Like, it was smooth until we got 3 hours. That's when my butt started hurting me so bad. 3 hours from Manila, and I started cramping and everything. I started cramping bad. I said I must be dehydrated or something. I don't know what's going on here, But anyway, ask for more water, drink more water. I was peeing a little bit, but not peeing like I should. But so I guess I might have been dehydrated. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. I didn't drink any sodas, guys. I wouldn't drink any sodas because I know when I first flew to the Philippines on Japan Airlines. Japan Airlines is a great airline too to fly with, but I drank two sodas there. You know, full cans of soda, and guess what? You know, I mean, my kidneys were like, whew, it feel like it's about ready to bust. You know, so I didn't mess with that no more. You know, then I looked online, you know, about the da da da, you know, what you should drink and what you not. They always just said, drink water, don't drink those sodas, don't drink those juice, you know. I ain't drink none of that. But anyway, all right. Jim says marathon flying. Yeah, that's what it is. But I would say if you can, get up and stretch some if they let you, You know, the stewardess, and they should let you. They shouldn't give you any problems. I didn't run into anybody on that airplane that much that I know of that was very rude. But I have been on flights, guys, that some of those people that was on there were very rude. I mean, very inconsiderate. I mean, you know, very inconsiderate of the people, of me especially. I mean, what I mean by that, you know, they just wants to be on there like they the baddest person in the world. That you know, like they can kick everybody butt on the airplane, something like that. And then you ask them to get up so you can get there to the bathroom. It was like it was bothering them, like it was a problem. You know, I mean, it's very inconsiderate, very rude. That's all I can tell you. I mean, I dealt with that one time, thank God, and that was coming back to America. I don't want to deal with that again. But that guy that I was sitting next to was a butthole, and what I did, I just made it very hard for him, you know, to sleep, since he was a butthole. I kept getting him up and down all night long. I said, you know, I mean, he said something smart to me. I said, okay. I said, I'm not, you know, I said to him, I said to myself, I said, I'm not scared of you, you know, da da da, you know how it goes in your mind. I'm not scared of you or nothing, you know, like that, you know. I don't know what type of person that guy was, but you know, there was incidents like that too. But that was a couple of years back and stuff like that. So I said, I just fix him. You know, made him get up all night long, all night. I just did it. I did it on purpose. I did it on. I did. I did. I ain't had to go. I just did it on purpose, just to get up. But I wasn't gonna, try to, start no fight or nothing with him. I just get him up and down. That's all. But after that, he was okay then. He was more nicer to me then. But anyway, let me see. Jim said. DW says, oh, who watches Starbucks or does he go to a doggy? Oh, who watches Starbucks? DW is my son. He comes over, he lives in Durham, Raleigh area, and he comes on home and stuff like that. And he watches he watches Starbucks for me. Oh, and then also I got a neighbor. I got a good neighbor that's down the road that I trust. And he comes up and watches them too and feeds them and gives them water and stuff. That's a good question, DW. And you got to have those people because when my neighbor that's down the road, when he's gone, I watches his place, and stuff. If he, me and him got each other's cell phone numbers and we're not hard to get in touch with. If I don't pick up, he'll leave me a message and I get it and I reply, to it immediately, immediately. Especially if it's like talking about my house. I'm not gonna wait days, That means you don't care. You don't care about your place. Or you don't care about him, the person that's trying to help you. So your actions speaks louder than your words. But anyway, I respond immediately back to him. So that's who takes care of that for me. Jim says the cabins are pressurized but not sea level pressure. The cabins of the airplane you're talking about. Yeah, I assume they are. They are pressurized because my ears didn't pop as much, as it did previously. They popped, but they didn't pop like that. One time they popped like crazy, like almost I couldn't even, I had to close my nose and do all this to try to get them, try to get it, get my ears back to like normal. But I think the airplanes are getting a lot better. Like I said, Alicia, she didn't have too much of a problem. I thought she gonna scream her head off, you know. But the problem is not when you take off, Jim. It's not when you take off. The problem is when you go on the land, when your ears start really popping. You know, it's killing you. You know, but other than that, it was all right. The hello, the drifter. How you doing? Thanks for attending my live. Like number 4. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Mabuhay. Yeah, welcome. That's what he said. He said, Mabuhay, welcome to the Philippines. And stuff like that. Thanks for the welcome, the drifter. DWI said, lucky you for having a son who helped. Mine is lazy, yeah, so I have to place my dogs in a dog hotel. Yeah, I taught my son when he was little. Of course, we had it out a lot of times, and of course, my ex-wifey, well, she died. My other wifey, she died and stuff like that for kidney disease. But anyway, I have and she has too. Especially me. I work more with him, but taught him how to, to respect your parents and stuff like that. And if he does good deeds will come back to him. Good things. And stuff like that, cause he gonna need me too, right? And I'm gonna need him. Both of us gonna need each other, just like neighbors. Some neighbors is, but now all neighbors in my area are not like that. They say they're gonna do something, but they never do it. They say they're gonna help you, but they never help you. But this one neighbor that's down the road from me, he will help. He's not just talk, like that. Some people just talk. They don't walk the talk, as you say, as you heard that all the time. They can talk it, but they can't walk it. So that's why some people always say you got to learn how to walk the talk. But it's okay. It's all right. But yeah, I'm happy to be here, the Drifter, PH. I gotta check your channel out too. I gotta check Jim's out too as well. DW, I know about you, but lucky you're having a son who. Oh yeah, DW said good neighbors are great to have. Yeah, good neighbors are great to have, and they also hard to come by too. How about that? They hard to find because everybody ain't who they say they are. Like I said, they say they're gonna help. I got a neighbor that's right across from me. That's religious and all up in the church and everything, but will stab you in the back. You see what I'm saying? Will stab you in the back, and that's just the way it is. They ain't saying the names or nothing, but I'm just saying. Then you got one across from him. He's okay, but he's money generated. Even if you pay him money, they still don't. You look on your CCTV camera, and they still doesn't do the job. Just a simple job, just walking across from where he at to looking at your place, but they say that they have, but they haven't, because you can see on your CCTV, your cameras, like 4 or 5, 6 cameras that you got across the street set up on that. And it shows that he never came over. But anyway, are you going to the beach out there? We're gonna try to go to the beach. I'm gonna try to go to Boracay. I'm gonna try, but the meantime, I was working on, in which we already succeeded on that, was to get my daughter Alicia, since her mom is a Filipina, a passport with Filipina. Of course, she got the American passport to get over here. You know that, right? I hope everybody kind of understands that or knows that. But we just trying to get her a Philippine passport for the Philippines, and I guess that way she can get a dual citizenship. and stuff like that. But it's it was challenging at first for that because the lines here when you go to the passport are slow. If you think, let me see, how can I put this? But if you think some things in the U.S. are slow, it's slower over here. There ain't no hurry. But the best thing you can do is just be patient and to smile and to just smile and be polite to them. Like say yes, Paul, or oh, Paul, yes, Paul, or yes, ma'am. Do all that. You do all that, they help you. But if you don't do that, and you come up to, I waited in line for an hour, 2 hours, 3. But no, it ain't gonna be no hour. Hour, you lucky. I waited in line for 2 hours, da da da. You start doing that, mouthing all to them like that, and they know that you mad. Oh Lord, yeah, they won't do nothing for you. Yeah, they just shut down. Yeah, you just doing that for nothing, and they make you come back the next day or the next week. You know what I'm saying? If they make you come back the next day, you're lucky. You better come back the next day with a total good attitude. Say yes, ma'am. Yeah, yes, sir, like that. Everything they ask, because that's what my wife did, and that's what I used to do. I said yes, ma'am, or oh, Paul. I mean, you say, oh shoot. This guy's over here, life in North Carolina's over here, just kissing the tail, Not, yeah, I guess you could say that, but in a way I'm not. I'm trying to be nice. And I found out by doing that, I mean, yeah, they jump on. When you like that to them, and they know you're foreigner, they jump on you. They jump on you fast, super fast. They wait on you. Everything is so. Everybody around them is so nice to you, but when you go in there mad, shoot, nothing works out. Just like everybody just turns on you. The lady at the glass, she doesn't even want to look at you. She talking to you, but she looks down. Like they're from you. She don't like you. That's the way they do. And just send you back for tomorrow, But they were super nice. Asked for paperwork. We gave them the paperwork. They were stressing on Alicia's passport from the U.S., and stuff like that. So they wanted us to make copies, but they didn't say on the, when you got up there to get the passport, they didn't say about all that. So I said, yeah, whatever, But they had a copy machine in there, and you had to pay this girl, I think it was just rigged, but that's fine. But anyway, yeah, we had patience. We had to get pictures they wanted pictures of her passport from the United States. Okay, we got that done, and then we went back up there, right? And then she wanted us. She wanted us to get copies of, and I thought we gave her copies of, what was that? The application or something like that. She wanted copies of that, like two copies of that. So we had to go get back out of the line. Most people would have just lost it. Just say forget it. Just forget it. Well, yeah, they want. But every time we met something, it was something else she added to it. And I told my wife, I said, she just testing. Just stay calm. You know, because you live over here. Stay calm. And I said, I see where this is going. This game. So stay calm, because she the boss lady in the window. Just stay calm and go ahead. You gotta spend some more pesos. It's not free, guys, to get copies, okay? But anyway, she wants 2 copies, and she give her whatever she wants. Give her whatever she wants, so we can go ahead, get this thing processed and get it going. So anyway, are you going to? I said, will you get one? Will you get one? We'll get one for Alicia. Me? No, I don't think I would get one. I don't think so. I got to look into that. I don't think so. I don't think I'm allowed to get one. I think only for me, I think I had to just get a visa. But anyway, but that's another story, another another live or whatever. But I don't. I'm not sure about visas anyway. I got to research, and I know you can get one, but I just, but yeah, I'm not educated. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm gonna get educated, because if you don't get educated when you're trying to get stuff, people take advantage of you too. That's another thing here, America. Anyway, they just people just that's just how they are. They see opportunity, what I'm saying, like an opening. So if you don't get educated, like you go in there like you actually stupid, and stuff like that. And I don't know why people do that, but that's just how they are. Anyway. But anyway, they just try to take advantage of you. Just like calling the heating and the air out to your house in the U.S. Maybe here, probably here too, the same way. If you don't know anything about heating and air, they're gonna tell you anything. I do though. I do know about it. I worked in that. I know what's up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, if you're not educated or whatever, or just on anything, on fixing a refrigerator, anything, just doing anything, they tell you anything. But anyway, let's see. Will you ever raise your daughter in the Philippines? I don't think so. You know why? You know why I'm gonna say that? I hope I don't piss off a lot of people. I don't know. I don't think so. I think I'm gonna try to start off in school in the U.S. Reason why? Because I think there's more opportunities in the U.S. for her as far as making money. But now, as far as college, she wants to go to college in the Philippines. That probably be a good idea because college is there. I mean, here, not there, here. I'm here in the Philippines are a lot cheaper than colleges in America. America is just like outrageous. Just like I mean, just going up out of style. How about that? Let me say when she turns school age, will be 5 years old. If I'm not mistaken, let's say we decide to put her in preschool. But I can, my son Sheldon, we put him in kindergarten at 5. Me and my ex-wife. What I did when Sheldon turned 2, 3, two when she turned 2.5 maybe or 2 or 3. I started homeschooling him myself. ABCs like math and everything. Like writing, listening. Those kind of skills and stuff. Yeah, I was going to college at that time. I stopped college, community college. I stopped there, and I was working too. I wasn't just sitting on the couch or whatever. Yeah, I was working dad, working mom, trying to pay that mortgage every month, because you miss that mortgage. Here they come for you, after so many months. So we didn't want to be that type of person or type of couple. But anyway, I was working 10 hours sometimes 12. But when I was tired, when I come home, I stood Sheldon in the couch, because he was with the babysitter at that time. We had a babysitter we sent him to. But anyway, set him down, and I just homeschooled him and stuff like I read to him because the teacher told me. This is an older teacher before she passed away. She told me you can get Sheldon real smart if you read to him every day and you homeschool before you get to that before they get to that kindergarten, because kindergarten gonna teach him, but they're not gonna teach him as well. So, and she was right. So that's what I'm gonna do with my daughter. I'm gonna sit her down. Whether she's stubborn, Sheldon was a little stubborn, but not much. But this is a different age of time now than when my son was. But anyway, oh yeah, also my son excelled in college. By the way, I'm not bragging on him or nothing like that. Thank God he did. He just know to work hard and study. From A&T, in Greensboro. But anyway, he was an A student, scholar student there, an engineer. And that's hard. I tell you that he did some math stuff that I didn't even understand, didn't know how to do. Now I know about algebra, trig, but he knew more about than I did on that. But anyway, DW, when she turned school, she's 5. Okay, yeah, that's my daughter. I'm talking about my daughter. That's Alicia. And the Drifter says hi again. He coming back. How you doing, Drifter? How you doing? Welcome back. And DW says, how long does the wifey want to live in the state? That's a good question. I would say at least 10 years, 12 years. I don't know. We'll see. It's hard to say. I know she got be 10, 12 years, so she wants to be there. I don't think no longer. Well, maybe longer. I don't know. She might start liking it there. I don't know. That's a tough question, DW. But she told me, she told me, she said 10 years or more, but she stays as long as I'm here. I'm there in the U.S., and stuff like that. She'll stay long to support me, to be my wifey, support Alicia. Now, Alicia, on the other hand, see, that's another thing. See, you got to think about that. Alicia, on the other hand, she might want to just stay here, stay in the U.S., like I said, for better opportunities or whatever. I mean, I don't know. My wife, Nigerian, has been here for 5 years, and she is ready to leave. Wow, is that so, DW? Wow, why she's ready to leave? She just don't like the food. She don't like the food. She don't like the people. She don't like the weather, the climate. I mean, I don't know. Well, what is it that she don't like, DW? Because that's true. Some Philippines are like that too. Filipinos. It's Filipinos too. They're like that. Yo, she misses her family. Yeah, my sweetheart, my wifey, I call her sweetheart, mommy bear. That's who I'm referring to as her. And yeah, she misses. She misses her family because we met up with her mom yesterday and the day before. And, she just hugged the mom. Her mom was like crying. She was crying too. I mean, but, I didn't know what they were talking about, to tell you the truth. But I'm sure they were talking about memories, and stuff like that. From what I I understand a little bit of Tagalog, because my wife is teaching me, right? And I'm looking at a lot of shows too, right? That's, that's covering Tagalog. And it's not Bisaya, it's Tagalog. But anyway, from what I understood, is that I think she said they miss each other, and stuff like that. Because she used to stay with her mom and stuff, and, she used to help her run the store. And she does help her run the store, not physical anymore, mentally, okay? So she still does that. And like I said, not physically because she's not there, mentally, right? Mentally, your mind. And then also going online looking for different best prices, from Shopee and stuff like that. So she is doing it. I applaud her for that. But yeah, she misses her family and stuff like that. Her mom, especially. So she was close to her mom. Her dad is he's deceased. He was deceased way before I even started talking to her or got into the picture in her life. If that answers your question, DW. But as far as the food is plenty, in America. Because what we do, go to Greensboro. There's one in Burlington too, and Durham. There's one in Durham. Oh, there's a couple in Durham that's nice. I don't know if you're in North Carolina or not. Durham and Raleigh, and there's one in Charlotte too. But anyway, the one in Durham and Raleigh is nice, super nice. The one in Greensboro is real nice too. So they got two international, but then they got one Filipino store, and we go to those three. But they're nice. You can find most of that stuff there, DW, but not everything. Like when I go here to this SM Mall here, you can find some of the things that the SM Mall got. As far as snacks, veggies, meats, or something like that. They're different. It's just different. So then some of it's not. Some of it's the same. Can you believe that? So that's just how it is. I mean, but it's international. It's a lot of people there. I did a blog, short little blog on that. But I mean, it's a lot of people there. It's got many different nationalities there, and some Americans are there too shopping. So I mean, American people like that food too. I mean, like I do. Now I got used to it, but I do. But I do prefer to have a burger every now and then, or pizza, or fried chicken. And I know that's not good for me. I know it's not good. Or eat chicken nuggets. I know it's not good, and I don't eat that all the time. I used to eat it, but yeah, I stopped messing with that and stuff. If I do eat, I cook it at home, but I don't try to cook it all the time either though. But every time we leave her home country, we leave with so many spices. Yeah, yeah. She's from Nigeria. Yeah, yeah. Spices are life. Yeah, you gotta have spices. Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure my sweetheart's gonna bring any spices home here. I think she is. She's not gonna tell me though. She's just gonna tell pack it and stuff. But there are different spices though. But here we go again. I do like the ones in America a little bit better because sometimes they're not salty like, salt base, like for instance, lemon pepper, just get the mild lemon pepper, no salt. I like that. I can put that on chicken, cook it and, bake it. You ain't got to fry it. Bake it. I wouldn't fry it. Just put it on baked chicken and fry it in the oven. I mean, bake it, not fry it. Bake it in the oven and with some potatoes or something, you good. But anyway, there's a great DW said there's a great H mark in Cary. Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, I ain't been to Cary though. My brother lives in Cary. I heard about that. You are right. So yeah, you're in North Carolina. I heard about that. That is great. They got super. Just a lot of people go there too. Yeah. Because Cary, from where I live on DW, is, let's be truthful about this. I got to get on I-40. Let's see. Well, I-85 to I-40. Let's see. I say it's about an hour. It's an hour and 15 minutes. Vital if there's no accident or wreck on 40, because they're redoing 40. They did redo 40, but they still always working on 40. They've been working on 40 forever. Just like that 440. I don't know. You know anything? You probably if you know about Cary, you know about 440. 440 was something, was it? When they working, I think they've been done. They've been finished with that. I think they're winding and doing other stuff. It was crazy when they doing work on it. It was like real narrow lanes and it's hard to get in. 440, I'm talking about. You know about the 540, that's paid. Some of it's paid, some of it's not. That's a toll road. But yeah, I ain't talking about I know about 540, but 440 was a mess and a half. But anyway, DW said I had to lay off the fried food. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that too. DW, I don't want to. What I do is try not to eat much of it. Yeah, you're right. Because fried food tends to bring your cholesterol up, I think, and your high blood pressure, and what else it does to you. I know it try to clog your heart up, your arteries up, if you're eating it all the time. Even if you eat it with, you better be eating it with some good frying oil, peanut oil or something, or some kind of olive oil. You better be doing that. But anyway, yeah, that's it. That's how it is. Yeah, DW said, yeah, 540 is, yeah, it's the word HELL. Yeah, it is. 440 is too. And then you got your aggressive drivers there. DW. So you be careful out there. I mean, don't get involved in that crazy stuff. Some people, just run up on you. I mean, you could be doing 80, 90 miles per hour, and this guy's doing 100 and something. What's he doing? What in the world you doing 100 and something? I'm doing way over the speed limit. Speed limit is like, what, 65, 70 sometimes? And in certain places. But this dude doing like 100 almost. It's a good guy, like run up right on top of you like he's a police. I said, what in the world you going that fast for, and stuff like that. And, you don't get out the way fast enough for them. You're in the left lane too, by the way, right? You don't get out of the way for them. You don't move over. They chop, all up on your bumper and everything. And 540, well, I don't know about 540 might be the same way. But I know 440 and 40 is. I can tell you that. And 85 is too. 85 is like that too, going up to Raleigh. I know you've been that way. You know about Cary. I know you traveled that road so many times. You had to. And then then there's another one that's crazy there too in Cary. That's off of Cary. I can't think of it. I know it's I want to say I-64 maybe. I don't know. I know that's closer to Cary, where my brother's at. You can use that to get off of there too, and stuff like that. But what I do, I just go the back way. I just go where Jordan Lake at to get to Cary. And you got to go through Apex. I know you said, I wouldn't do that. It would take forever and stuff. I just do that because I ain't got to work there. Now if I had to work there, go to work, from where I live, no, I would never do that. Of course, because it take you forever, But then again, on that back road, believe it or not, DW, they are pushing you on that back road too. Just people out there just driving crazy out there, and they driving aggressive too. They drive like they're the police, or something like that. I said, wow, I know I drive fast, DW, but they drive faster than I do. Wow. I thought I was pretty bad, My camera started slipping down as I hit the table. Sorry about that, guys. But I thought I was pretty bad myself. Well, I said, wow, I'm not such a bad person. And it's young and old, and also, believe it or not, it's females that drive them like that. I said, wow, what a female. I would never think a girl to drive that fast, but she's driving. I said, wow, she's driving faster than I am. But she's driving reckless. I said, wow. I said, I wouldn't do it, And then, too, the reason why they're driving like that is because there ain't enough, police out there. There used to be police, like, state troopers and sheriffs all over the place, just sitting, trying to get, catch you speed, or just want to do something. But you don't even hardly see any cops no more. Or not, because nobody wants to be a police, and stuff like that, because the job at times sucks. When you make a mistake, that's an ending career for you. People all on you and stuff, about that little bitty mistake, So you gotta kind of watch a police officer, you have to be on your P's and Q's. If you're gonna be a sheriff or any law enforcement, you gotta be on your P's and Q's because, for one thing, they make you wear a body camera. They call it body cam, same thing, body camera. And you got to watch what you say. You can't be prejudiced. Saying, oh, you're on camera and stuff. Remember, you're on camera and you're being taped. You could try to edit it and do all you want to do. Well, I'm going to edit my video. I'm going to edit my voice. You can do it. You spend all day trying to do that. I'm not sure how you do that. I guess you could do that, but I'm not going to do that. And stuff like that. I just straight up what you see from me is what you see, is what you get. But I'm not going to. Is being a police officer it's nerve wracking and stuff like that. If you are a police officer out there, good luck. I appreciate you. We need you. Of course, we need more. But, well, yeah, and stuff like that. I respect you, well, definitely. But then again, too, there are some bad ones out there too. You know that, and God knows why. There are some, yeah, there's some bad police officers out there. That would make it harder on the good people, the good ones. You know what I'm saying? It's the bad ones, and all that does, stuff like that, say nasty stuff or racist stuff or whatever. You ain't gotta call somebody by the skin color to be racist. You could just the things that you say. How you say it. Just remember it's how you say that, how you say that stuff. You know, if you directed it to a group or whatever, like you say, you people, who you talk about, you peoples, like that. That's why people stop saying that. Because some people say you people, you people, you people, you people, like that. That could be racist. Say the guy may not mean it that way. So I don't know. Well, my daughter has DW said my daughter has a Mustang. I had to put a monitor her speed on her car. Oh wow, you had to do that? Wow. Is that because she was speeding so much she had a lead foot like I had? And stuff. Now I got a couple of speeding tickets and stuff too. It's just those times that I thought the police wasn't going to be there. They were there, and they got me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but they were on not on the interstate. They was on like the back roads. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they turned around and got me and stuff like that because they can clock you with their radar as they move it in motion. I guess most of them can, all of them can. But yeah, the one that I thought couldn't clock, he clocked. So he turned around, yeah, and got me. So and I got out of the ticket. I paid the ticket. I just threw myself on the mercy of the court. I didn't get a lawyer or anything. I could have got a lawyer, but he would have got the same results. What I did, just appeared in front of the judge. The judge said, "Are you guilty or not guilty?" I said, "I'm guilty." Of course. I said, "But I like to throw." But I said, "Okay, but I like to throw myself on the mercy of the court," because I got educated on that. Because when I was taking business classes, and there was a lawyer that was teaching one of those classes, he talked about stuff like that, what to do. He said, "You don't need no lawyer. You can do that. You can do that yourself. As long as you didn't got too many tickets. Now, if you got 5 or 6 tickets, yeah, you gotta have a lawyer. That's too many tickets. Within a year or 2 years, yeah, you better have a lawyer. Yeah, but the judge gonna sock it to you. The judge let me off. Shoot, he gave me a reduced ticket and everything. Yeah, in Graham, North Carolina. Yeah, I was shocked too. I said, well, you had to appear in front of them, in front of the judge, and I threw myself on the mercy of the court. He said, "How do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?" Something like that. And I said, "Guilty." And I said, but judge, I want to throw myself on the mercy of the court. I said, "This is my first ticket. I ain't had a ticket like this in a long time." He said, "Yeah, I see." He said, "Yes, I see that." I said, "I promise I try not to do this no more." He said, "Okay, I'm going to hold you to that." And stuff like that. He said, "But the next time you come in here and appear in front of me, and I remember you, I'm gonna sock it to you. I'm gonna give you the full price of that ticket." I think back then it was 200 or maybe 150. I ain't have to pay maybe 150 or 200. But I ain't have to pay. But I'm trying to think. But I ain't have to pay. But shoot, $50 or something like that. I took that and ran with it. Yeah. But anyway. Yeah, he said your daughter has a Mustang. Wow. I hope everything is okay with that, DW. You don't want her to get no tickets or either speed so much and run into another car, or something like that. So you don't want that. Wow. That is something. Yeah, fried foods and everything, but Vegetables, if you can eat a lot of that's why a lot of people turn to vegetables or being a vegetarian. If you can lay off of meats, fried food and stuff like that, I think you'll be okay. The less fried food you eat, the better you are. You're right. I agree with that, DW. And stuff. And shoot, vegetables, fish. Fish is good. As long as you don't fry the fish. But we eat baked fish. And what else? Baked fish or eat a grilled fish. I think that's good for you too. But a lot of people here in America, they grill the fish on the grill and they bake. The ones that's vegetarian, they don't fry that. They don't fry that at all. I couldn't believe it, but they don't. And stuff. But anyway, I got 4 minutes left for this live. But it's been like a rainy day in Manila for a Sunday today. It's off and on. But it's like I said, it's warm out there and it's humid. It's just like the typical Philippines. It's regular. Regular. Yeah. DW. Well, guys, I know I said I had 4 minutes left. I got 3 minutes left now. Well, I got to get ready to do something. I would love to stay with y'all guys, but you have a good one. You have a good one too, DW. It was nice talking to you. Stop by again on my channel, please. And let me see. I know who you are. Made you as a moderator. Made you as a moderator anyway. I know who you are. I just added you as a moderator. But thanks for stopping by, DW. And you take care. Your family take care. And everybody else out there that attended the live, you take care. Appreciate your comments. Appreciate your questions. And we're going to just say so long. Peace. This is Life in North Carolina coming at you from the Philippines. And we'll talk to you later, alligator. Bye.